Tell them check out the blog, bro. YouTube channel called MKO. It's pugilism, boxing algorithm. M stand for Marvin and Kevin's initials KO. Yeah. What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe to this channel for more content. Hit the notification bell to be the first to be notified when we drop some new content, and of course leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Let us know what you think of these videos, what you think about the subjects that we discuss. So without further ado, about to talk to you right now, just a brief recap of Billy Joe Saunders versus Martin Murray, which took place on Friday just gone. And yeah, this fight overall, it was quite straightforward in terms of the pattern of the fight. Saunders from the very first bell established a good southpaw jab, good southpaw lead throughout the fight. Martin Murray started the fight quite conservatively. He was holding back. Murray was sort of trying a different tactic, kind of a new tactic. He was boxing on the back foot a lot. He wasn't really leading off. He wasn't really coming forward. In the beginning of the fight, it was like he was trying to sort of set Billy Joe up for some sort of counter attack. But it was one of them fights where that counter attack, whatever he was trying to set up, whatever Murray was trying to set up, it never really came to fruition. It was just literally there, high guard like this, high guard, and he was just there really. He just didn't really pull the trigger at all. I felt that tactically it was all wrong. It was, he just played into Billy Joe Saunders' hands really, because Saunders was there, lighting him up with combinations. Admittedly, Murray was able to block a lot of the shots, but I'd say half the shots Billy Joe was throwing were actually getting through. Right hooks, a good raking right jab. He was using movement, and it was just sort of an excellent boxing display by Billy Joe Saunders. He just completely, more or less, just sort of beat up Martin Murray over the 12 rounds. There were a few rounds where Murray had his moments, but for the most part, Saunders just had his way from round 1 all the way through to round 12. Me personally, I struggle to even give Martin Murray a round or two in this fight. It was just completely one-sided, and it became, towards the end of the fight, it became more or less just like a beatdown. And it's interesting because it was a bit strange to me to watch, because a guy like Billy Joe Saunders, he's a mover, he's a boxer, he's a slickster, he's very slick. He trades on the southpaw skills and avoiding shots and evading stuff. And really, in my view of watching Saunders from sort of early in his career, prior to the fight versus Eubank Jr. I think Eubank showed that, look, the way that, although he didn't beat Saunders, he showed that one of the ways you can sort of get to Saunders is and win rounds is by putting the pressure on Saunders, by pushing Saunders back and throwing combinations and trying to maybe missing one or two, but you throw 3 or 4 and you land the last 2, and to beat a guy like Saunders, a slick southpaw who trades on countering you a bit, moving, using his legs a lot, as I've mentioned. To beat a guy like that, you've got to put him under pressure, and you've got to sort of cut the ring off and really let your hands go. You can't just sit on the back foot and then wait for him to make a mistake, because Saunders was that slick and that accurate that when Martin Murray was sort of laying back and being boxing on the back foot and that, Saunders just saw it all coming, and Murray was just on the back foot, not really able to do much. And I think it could be just a case of age, because he didn't seem to me personally to be like the Martin Murray of old, who let his hands go against Felix Sturm, Sergio Martinez, and even against Golovkin. He was letting his hands go. He was trying to win the fight. He was pushing the pace. And against Saunders, he needed to employ those similar tactics. I think everybody knew that going in. So I found it very odd that he just didn't employ those tactics. He was just pretty much sitting on the back foot, boxing on the back foot, but then he wasn't landing anything, wasn't landing hardly any punches. It was literally a case of he would be on the back foot, Saunders sets him up with a jab, mixes it up, body, head, and Saunders was just the superior technician, and Murray just completely played into his hands by trying to all of a sudden box, when against a guy like Billy Joe Saunders, you need to turn it into a brawl. You need to turn it into a fight. You need to really rough Billy Joe Saunders up. You need to hold him. You need to mess him about. You need to hit him in the body, and you need to make it kind of not a dirty fight, but you need to make it a rough fight. You need to make it hard for him. You can't let Billy Joe Saunders have distance and let him keep you at arm's length, and let him tee off on you. But unfortunately for Martin Murray, that's exactly what he did. He was there, he was in the fight, but he hardly won a round. And I think it could be just due to age. He's 38 years old now. I think Saunders had been out of the ring for about 15 months, and I think Murray had been out of the ring for a similar time, so it could be a bit of rust. I'm thinking it might even be it could be age, because he's had a lot of hard fights, and his things haven't gone his way, and he's 38 now and stuff. So I reckon it could be down to age. But whatever it was, he didn't really do much in this fight, and Saunders just gave him a boxing lesson. The only thing that Saunders could have done to put the icing on the cake was to actually stop Martin Murray. But apart from that, Saunders just gave him a complete and utter boxing lesson, which was by all intents and purposes, it was impressive. I don't think it was impressive enough to scare a guy like a Golovkin or a Canelo, but with that win now, he can now move on to fighting those sort of guys. Maybe the winner of Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith could be his next fight. But yeah, anyway, congratulations to Billy Joe Saunders. He done very well, put on the boxing clinic, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the fight. Is there anything Saunders could have done better? And also, let's talk about who Billy Joe should be fighting next. I, for one, believe Canelo versus Smith winner would be the perfect fight for him. He's now 31 years old, so he's into the mature stage of his career. He's coming towards, not the end of his career, but coming towards a stage where he's got to get a move on. He's got to get the big fights now, in my opinion. So the Canelo versus Smith winner, for me, that would be the perfect fight. But anyway, let us know your thoughts below in the comment section. Till next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out, and I'll catch you on the next one.